How are you feeling?
I feel constipated.
You feel constipated?
Yeah, but that's honestly that's
part
good.
of being a woman.
Yeah, that's
Welcome.
kind of just, thank you. I feel like I've truly transcended womanhood at this point.
As soon as you start having trouble pooping, that's how you know you're a
Yep.
true woman.
Oh, well, I've been a woman for a while then. Girl, I haven't pooped regular since the fucking
The recession.
golden age of The Simpsons, bitch.
Welcome to another episode of My Body, My Jokes. I am comedian Morgan Lorraine Gallo. I am here in Dude IDK Studios in Denver. And today I am joined by a very special guest, one of the first types of guests on this podcast. I have the Colorado Drag Royale Season 3 winner, Miss Fupa.
That's right, man.
That's right. Hello.
Hello.
Are you doing good today? You're having fun?
I'm fantastic.
You're like on another level.
Girl, I'm in full geesh at 10 a.m. on a Saturday. This is unheard of.
Geesh?
We're full geesh.
What is that
full
like?
Geesh, full glamour. Full,
Okay, I like this word.
The whole
Geesh.
shebang. You know when
Okay.
you're getting ready for a night out with like the girls and you're like, okay, I have to put the sweatpants away.
Yeah.
You're getting in geesh.
You're getting geeshed.
You're getting geesh.
Okay.
You're getting
Okay.
in full geesh, bitch.
Okay. If I had more friends, maybe I would know what that's
Full
like.
geesh.
But
Bitch.
it's just me going to comedy shows. But I'm really excited to have you on the podcast because I've had plenty of women on here. I've had one queer guy, but we've never had a drag queen.
monster.
A
Oh.
true force of nature. I just picked this lily pad off the pond at City Park. And I want to know, like, for the audience, like, tell us who you are, what you do. I know who you are because I've done all the research, but tell our listeners.
Yes, my name is Fupa. That's Fupa. The girls want it. The guys want it more. Okay. If you know, you know. If you don't, you're going to get a giggle later when you figure it out. And I am currently the reigning queen of Colorado drag, baby.
Hell yeah.
If you know anything about Colorado drag, you know who the fuck I am.
Drag Royale
okay?
is the competition in Colorado.
It is one of, I would say it's one of two. It's
Okay.
one of two big competitions.
Okay.
So it's Colorado Drag Royale and then it's the Drag Olympics.
Okay, that's the
Yes.
one that you did earlier this year.
That's the one I tried earlier.
Oh, okay.
Cut
A
too
for
soon,
effort.
gone too soon. Play the RIP role. The
Yeah.
I will. No, but I came back with vengeance, bitch.
Okay, we love
the
that.
The difference is, so Colorado Drag Royale is super cool because it's more drag race style, so it's all filmed.
Oh, okay. I did see
So-
that it was televised.
Yeah, so we do confessionals, we do backstage, we do
Wow.
everything. It's crazy.
Do you talk shit? You get mad. You talk mad
Oh,
shit.
yeah, bitch.
Is it one of those
Oh,
things
yeah.
that when it comes out, you all realize that you've been talking shit about each other and you get in fights?
Yes, and then absolutely. But the thing is, I said what I said. Okay, I said what I said,
And she
you
sticks
could
by
clock
that.
it,
And
I
she sticks by
stick
that.
by it, bitch. Yeah, no, I mollywopped those hoes.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to need an encyclopedia at the end of this episode of all of your things so that I can
Yes.
appear hip and cool.
It's so crazy. I feel like I'm only ever surrounded by drag queens and drag kings and people just generally in the scene.
Yeah.
So whenever I hang out with people outside of the scene,
You can say straight
and
people.
I'm talking like French.
Yeah. You can say boring. You can say straight
Yeah,
people.
what a boring straight person. God.
Oh my God. I'm like one of those like bi girls that's like, I'm bi, but I have a boyfriend. So, what am I really doing?
We love our bi queens.
What am I really
and their
doing?
boyfriends. We love them. We love them.
Today we're giving lily pad realness.
We're giving
Is that,
lily pad. Yes.
I like it.
Yes, this is my roasting outfit. So this is what
when
I
you do a
wear
roast?
to roast people.
Cool.
Yes. Because I know that they're going to call me fat and ugly. So I have to show up.
like exorbitant, like
Yeah.
really pretty. Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Pink curls.
And then I get up there and I call them fat and ugly.
There you go. Boom. Boom.
Bam.
I love that you have a roast outfit.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, no one can fuck with me.
Listen, if you're doing this for real, you have a roast outfit. You've
yeah.
got a roast outfit.
Roasting is a very it's like a staple of the drag community, no?
Oh,
Roasting,
yeah.
reading, like
Oh, yes. Well, it's how we show love.
Right.
It's how, you know that you're loved by someone in the drag scene when they're telling you that you're horrible and should choke and die.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
like that's kind of the thing of drag, right? Is like taking the piss out of everything.
Right.
It's like the opposite is the truth. Nothing is real. It's all fake and made up. I hate you, choke and die. And that's how I say you're my sister.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. I will die for you, but I will also be the one to kill you.
Yeah, for
Yes,
real.
okay.
That's absolutely how it works. You
Okay,
have to
cool.
have a healthy amount of hate for someone in order to truly love them.
Okay, I love
You know?
that. Do you want to
Like
stay closer to the
leaning away.
microphone? Because
Yeah.
I want to make sure we get
Here,
your
let me-
beautiful voice in there. Yeah,
My
there
beauti-
you go.
Uh,
So we're season 3 winner. We're reigning champion
We're the
of
reign.
Colorado drag.
Yep.
We love that. Your name is Fupa.
Yes, it is. How'd you know
And-
that?
Oh my God, I'm clairvoyant.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I just saw you and I was like, her name can't not be Fupa.
It can't-
That's
it's Alexis Davenport Dupree Iman LePage. Okay.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's not, bitch.
So many
Could
syllables. I had a friend recommend you because I am really trying to get like as many perspectives as I can on this podcast. I think it's important to like ask everyone about body image, diet culture, their experiences, there's so much nuance. And you were like the person to interview. They were like, Fupa is the gal that you want. And so I want to know, we'll get into kind of like your namesake and body image in the drag scene, but my opening question for all of my guests is always this. What is your current relationship with your body?
First of all, fuck all your friends for saying, you want a fat bitch? Look, I know who you need to call. They said, oh, you're looking for a fatty?
Listen, I know an elephant. I know they're not native to Denver, but there's one here. Oh no.
They said, I got the fat bitch for you. Man, what's my relationship with my body? Complicated. So complicated. It's always complicated. In a good way these days.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, it was awful. It was awful. It was horrible. But when I started drag, that's when things with my relationship with my body started to really develop and change, right? Because I finally could create the figure that I wanted for myself. And I think in creating this body, in the cinching and the padding and the outfits that accentuate certain parts, like finding my drag body and loving that body that I've always wanted to have out of drag is what also kind of made me fall in love with my out of drag body.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's such a cool like pathway to self-love.
It is. Well, and it's name of the game for drag, really. I mean, it's kind of like drag is healing in that way because ultimately at the end of the day, it is taking the piss out of everything, you know? And so when you find your drag body and you start playing around with your drag body, the more you do that, the more you realize just how fake everything is. It's all
wow,
fake.
yeah.
It's so fake. Like the way we perceive our own bodies in our real lives, it feels so real because we're in it. And
Right.
This is who we are and this is how we see ourselves. But it's also so fake. It's so fake. Some people are just fat.
It doesn't matter. And like your body is not a reflection of like who you are as a person, your morality, your intelligence, your love for
Absolutely.
people, your energy. It's
Absolutely.
literally just a vessel. It's just a meat suit. Honestly,
it's a meat suit.
It's a meat suit. It's a Lady Gaga 2004, whatever the fuck meat suit. That was too early for Gaga, maybe 2009. You talked about like creating your drag body.
Yes.
How do you do that? How do you even start to think about how to do that?
Trial and error, bitch. Trial and error, truly. I think there's really, so I'm a firm believer in body modification when it comes to drag. And I think there's really 4 ways to do it. The cinch, and if you don't want to cinch, you pad. And if you don't want to pad, you can cinch. It's in the costuming. So you have a big hips, not peplums. I can't think of the name. The Marie Antoinette.
Oh, like skirts or like cages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. Or there's always, actual cosmetic surgery type of stuff.
Oh yeah.
That you can do. I'm a cincher personally.
Yeah.
I like to cinch it up, pull it back, get that hourglass figure.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I love. I love to do. And so I probably wear about 3 or 4 like corsetry type of items
At once?
under all of this. All at once.
At once?
At once. All at once. And then
Do you remove your organs first?
I take them out and then I eat them after I get out of drag.
Oh, okay, good.
It's
So you
like
reabsorb.
Yeah.
You reabsorb.
Yeah.
Okay,
So they
we love that.
know, and they're familiar with the routine at this point. I've been doing this long enough that it's a nice post-drag snack.
Love
A
it.
kidney.
Slurping up your
several pairs of
intestines.
tights, some little booby pads.
Oh yeah, do you have like what is it called? Do you have a breastplate?
I don't know, but
Is that a little too much?
My version of a breastplate is 23 years of Burger King.
Honestly, natural.
Yeah,
She's a natural
all
woman.
natural,
Yeah.
bitch. For real.
Heavy naturals. We love those. We
That's
love
what
those.
I mean, listen, the fat girls, we know how to do the body, bitch. We know how to do the body.
Well, because you have like more canvas to work with. You're like,
Absolutely.
oh, I can change this.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
and it's so, I mean, my story is the story of fat entertainers, really, truly.
Mm-hmm.
Like we grow up being like, oh, I hate how much extra I have.
Yeah.
And then you start doing drag and you realize just how much of a blessing all of that extra is. Because you're like, I can push this here and I can pull this up here and I can push this down here, wiggle this around here. And then out of nowhere, Womana.
Womana. Gorgina. She's Gorgina.
Look at that.
So when you think about like getting, like when you first got into drag, which I think you said 3-4 years on your interview.
Yes, I just celebrated my 3rd year birthday.
Love that.
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yes.
So you're like me. You were like pandemic born kind of entertainer.
Very
Because I
that.
started stand-up comedy in 2020,
Very
which is a
that.
very weird time to start comedy is when nothing is open.
Yeah, when you can't go anywhere to do comedy.
Yeah, just being an internet dumbass, basically. And so when you started, like, did you have any idea at all of who you wanted to be as a drag queen, or did you just know you wanted to perform and you were like, I got to get up there?
My philosophy with drag from the beginning has just been that I like to make things. Like I'm a maker. I was a Lego kid. I was an action figure kid.
Okay.
And a doll, kind of like a doll kid. Well, I had that beautiful intersection of the Power Rangers, but only the women.
Yeah, the
So it was
pink
like
one.
action
yeah,
figures,
yeah.
but it was like dolls. Yes.
We love it.
And I love to just make things. Like I love to make landscapes for them to fight on, and I like to make like little weapons out of string and stuff.
Oh my gosh,
I've
that's
always been a
awesome.
creator,
Yeah.
and so that's how my drag started. Is I just found shit, just literal crap,
Yeah.
garbage, crap, trash.
And you're like, this would look sick on a runway.
Literally, I'm like, let
This
me just
old
like,
bike. Ugh.
glue this here, and all of a sudden, I look like a monster.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
And you are terrifying.
And I am terrified.
And you are
bitch.
That's so cool. I was
Yeah.
going to say, like, did you made this costume?
Yes, if it is
Wow.
on my body, there is a 99% chance that I made it from scratch.
Oh my gosh. And if you're listening on audio only, you got to switch over to YouTube or Spotify right now because the delicacy that is this costume, like the individual sewn, are these rhinestones? What are they?
These are pearl backs.
Pearl backs.
So they're like pearl. They're kind of like rhinestones.
Little ribbon, like individually made roses.
Yep. These roses each have 20 petals.
Oh
I made
my God.
every petal myself.
And you have how many roses on you right
A
now?
ton.
At
There's some
least,
on the
I'd say at
back.
least 30.
Oh yeah, there's this.
Maybe
look
even 50.
Took me a very long time.
Wow. And but it
Yes.
shows like it's
Yes.
so stunning.
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 It's stunning, babs.
And then are these like little eggs? Are these like little tadpole eggs?
These
What are
like
those?
they're so the vision was like water droplets.
Oh, okay,
like,
cute,
top of
cute,
the
cute,
lily
cute.
pad. I was gonna use these little like not marbles, but they're like the decorative stones you put in.
Oh, like little glass things, kind of.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
use those, but I didn't have enough.
Oh, yeah. Those are
So,
cute. Those
I
are
went the
super
long way
cute.
around, you know.
No, it's cute. I like it.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine, like, you talk about kind of sculpting this character out of yourself. And it seems like, I mean, obviously you're 3 years in, so maybe things have changed, but it seems like your character and who you are pretty seamless.
Yeah. I feel like, well, I mean, RuPaul has this iconic quote that I love, and it's, and I'm going to misquote it. I'm not going to say it right.
We always misquote it.
It's like, drag doesn't hide who you are. It like reveals who you are.
Yes.
And I think that's so true. Like I've learned so much about who I am outside of drag from personifying who I want to be in drag. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's, and I feel like it's probably a very, very similar to comedy in that way.
Yeah, you're like an exaggerated version of yourself on stage where some things might be not the whole truth, but it's definitely like an essence of who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think you learn to like laugh at certain things that you maybe would not have laughed at, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And that's healing, baby. Comedy, laughter, it's healing. It's so important.
It's the best medicine. Laughter is the best medicine.
Well, outside of Dayquil. Dayquil is the best medicine. But.
Dayquil or anything that gets you like a little too jazzed, you know, like a good Claritin.
Jazz?
A good Claritin overdose. Do you have one of those?
No, I've never had a Claritin overdose.
Oh man, it's riveting.
Oh, I've had other overdoses.
How did you come up with the name Fupa?
Oh my gosh. So there's this trend that I noticed. I don't even know if it was a bona fide trend. I don't think it was like a fashion thing. But in 2018,
Okay.
there was this trend of big girls wearing tighter jeans that really accentuated and highlighted the fupa. Mm-hmm. And I just thought they were such fucking badasses.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love my fat girls. I love them. And so I would always see them. And I was first introduced to the term by my old college friend. Her name is Emily. Shout out to Emily. We love her.
Emily.
Emily's a boss. And she was my fupa queen. So, and it's a gender neutral term, I think.
It is very gender neutral.
Very gender neutral. More men should have fupas, in my opinion.
I think more men just don't know what they don't know what it is. Which I wanted to ask you, like, what is your definition of fupa? Because it varies across the population.
Probably like a glamorous woman, a glamorous woman who's like funny. She's an entrepreneur. She's like rich.
She wins all the drag competitions.
She wins. She's a winner. I don't really know.
Like, do you have an acronym? Like, do you use the acronym?
Yeah. So like I use the acronym. And I exchange the P depending on how I'm feeling that day. So it could be fat upper pussy area.
Yeah.
It could be fat upper penis area.
Ooh.
Like whatever I'm feeling. Yeah. Whenever
Pelvic
I do king
area.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. I think like sometimes it's like I feel like a true fupa is under the belly. But I would also constitute belly overhang as fupa.
Yeah. I think that's how it's like more generally understood.
Yes.
So how did you come across that name? You were just like, your friend was just like, oh, this is a funny name, you should use it?
Well, she just loved the word, and I loved the word too. Mm-hmm. And then when I was starting, like when I decided I wanted to start drag, I was like, okay, I need a one-word name. I'm not gonna be Savannah Iman,
Amanda Shit On,
Alexis Diamond. Like I can't. Like that's not me. Like I need something stupid and silly and fun and catchy and quick. Mm-hmm. So it was between Fupa and Lil Stinker.
Lil Stinker.
Lil Stinker, because I think that would be so funny.
Oh man, I'm so happy you went with Fupa.
Yeah, me too.
Lil Stinker.
You could, and I'm still stinky, anyways.
Yeah, that's more of just like your tagline. You're like Fupa, I'm stinky. There you go.
Literally.
There you go.
Like these tights. I don't wash.
Stinky.
I buy new. Okay.
Oh yeah, just throw them out.
Just
honestly,
toss
burn
them
them.
and buy some new ones. Bitch.
Burn them.
No, yeah, they get stiff. You know those like starched jeans that all those cowboys wear?
Yeah.
That's kind of how my tights look after
all
a
the
bit.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big girl. I'm sweaty.
Yeah, I get it. I get the sweat too.
Big time.
I get it.
Yeah.
I've talked about this on this podcast before where I don't know what your online experience has been. I want to talk about it because for me personally, I get a lot of men commenting on my body and in particular my fupa, which I think is funny and sad because like I'm a straight sized person and so I have a lot of like thin privilege and I like try to recognize that as much as possible.
Sure.
And so when they're commenting on like my fupa and how fat I am, it makes me feel bad obviously, but then I'm like, how are you treating people that are like larger than me? You're an asshole. Like you're a terrible person. There was a guy that literally commented on a comedy video and I was doing a joke about man boobs.
Yeah.
Which to me is not inherently a sexual joke. It was just like making fun of man boobs. And the guy goes,
It is to me.
get rid of your fupa before you make sexual jokes. It's really off-putting. What?
He's obsessed with you though. He's like your biggest fan.
Yeah. Oh no, he followed me.
That's the thing. That's the
Yeah.
thing. The people who say the most heinous things love you the most. They are so obsessed with you. And that's
They're like
how I
drag
take
queens.
it. Anytime anyone has anything negative to say about me, especially drag queens, because you know we are some shady motherfuckers.
Right.
Okay. I just think they're my biggest fans. They're so obsessed with me.
I love it. I love it. Do you feel like your performance as a drag queen, because your name is Fupa, centers around any type of like specific, I guess, body ideals or body images? Like because you are introduced as Fupa, do you feel like people are expecting a certain type of performance or a certain type of humor from you?
You know, I don't know. I don't know what people expect from me. And honestly, I think to a certain extent, once I got past probably my first year in drag, I was performing, once I got to a point where I was like, okay, I think I have a good idea of what I'm doing. I kind of realized that the expectations that people have of you, and this is kind of just a general rule of thumb, not just for drag, not just for performing, but just like in general, the expectations that people have for you, oh my God, they're none of your business.
Oh, for sure.
They're so none of your business. I know the show that I'm going to give is going to be good.
Yeah.
And you've come to the show, so you're going to have a good time.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And I think that's also like where you let yourself be free to actually surprise people and do new things that, not having these expectations of, well, I got to have my body on for this.
Yeah.
I do shows without body all the time, depending on the outfit, depending on the concept, depending on what I'm doing. I'll wear flats if I'm trying to boot, scoot, and boogie.
Yeah.
Like once you free yourself from this expectation that people have of you, like that's when you really get to surprise people. And that's when you get to make the expectation that you really don't know what to expect, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
that's
don't
very
know
true.
what you're gonna get from
Yeah.
Miss Thing when she, fee fi fo fums on the stage.
Hell yeah. I like that.
It
I like
does.
that.
So that's none of my business. I'm a creator. I make things and they don't always look good, but I'm still gonna wear them out because they're at least interesting to look at. Not everything has to be
And
beautiful.
it's like just part of the process,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sometimes you have to put out kind of mediocre work to like then be like, oh, I did it. I can get better at this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, especially when you're first starting out, and I'm sure it's the same for comedy. Like you have to make bad jokes.
Oh,
in
you
order to
have to be
eventually
really
make good
bad at
jokes.
first. And you're bad for a
Absolutely.
long time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what I wish I would have. So when I started drag, I was lucky enough that I came across this quote from Below Deck. Are you a reality TV fan?
I know what that is, but I haven't seen it.
Oh my God. So I'm a reality TV whore.
Okay.
And there was this moment on Below Deck where the chief stew told the third stew, and the third stew's kind of like the bitch stew, like they get all the shit.
Stew as in Stewart?
Stewardess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the chief stew was like, I want you to know that it's okay to be green. And I heard that and I was like, what a great lesson.
I thought you were going to say something so like horrible and menacing, but that's actually
no.
so peaceful and nice.
That's the one comment that was.
Everything
else
else
is horrible.
true garbage.
Everything else is like, you don't know how to make a bag. You don't know what an Eggs Benedict is. You're horrible. Jump ship.
Oh, no.
And I live.
Yeah.
Haze that bitch.
Yeah. You're like, keep talking.
I love it.
It's
But yeah,
okay to be green.
It's okay to be green.
I think that's like such a important concept for performers because we're so hard on ourselves.
Oh my God.
Especially when you like get into an art form like drag or comedy where your understanding of it is only because you see like professionals do it.
Oh,
you don't see the people at like the open mic or the local showcase or the whatever. So you think when you start it, you're like, oh, I have to be RuPaul or oh, I have to be Whitney Cummings or I have to like, no.
And we all want to be prodigies.
Yeah.
We all want to be prodigies. Like, and I was that kid too. I feel like a lot of kids grow up with like prodigy kid syndrome. Were you a prodigy?
No.
No.
I was the black sheep of my family.
Oh,
yeah.
Dang. That sucks.
Yeah, that's probably why I do comedy. Honestly, I didn't get enough attention in childhood.
Period.
So now I go across the country asking for validation from strangers. So
Yes.
that's where I'm at personally.
Yeah, I mean, all roads lead to, you know.
Oh yeah.
All roads lead
Yeah.
to
And I'm in therapy and we're working on it. So it's
Period.
fine. And I have a podcast where I talk to the ether.
Exactly.
So I'm doing okay.
You're doing all right.
I'm doing okay.
You're doing all right. Yeah, no, I feel like I grew up with prodigy kids. Like I was okay.
Meaning like you felt the pressure to be super amazing and yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I was I mean, for context, so I was a little fat gay kid in Wyoming. That's where I
Where
grew
in
up.
Wyoming?
Cheyenne.
Okay.
So I grew up in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Okay.
My childhood home is about 30 minutes from where Matthew Shepard was murdered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
So,
God.
Weird environment.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so I was absolutely like the weird one of the family. But once I found my thing, I was like, I have to be good at everything. I have to get
for
good
sure.
grades. If I'm going to do
You can't
theater,
slip
I
anywhere.
need the lead. Yeah, like I was a speech and debate kid. So I was like, every competition I go to, I have to win.
Yep.
Like and so that's kind of something I had to overcome when I started drag because you're not going to be good the first time.
Right.
You're not. There's too much involved in this
Yeah.
to be good at it when you first start. Unless your name is Nene Coco. Nene Coco's a prodigy. She's a legend. We love Nene Coco. Fuck
Nene Coco. Is that a Denver?
Shout out to Nene Coco. Yeah, she's a Denver.
Okay,
She's
cool.
She's
Okay.
a legend.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I hope she
There is a
does.
lot more involved in drag because it's like not only do you have to be like pretty like okay to good at like at least dancing, having rhythm, having a stage presence, like just being a performer in general, but you also kind of have to like be a seamstress, know your color palette, know how to do makeup, know how to market yourself. Like there's I can't even imagine.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's kind of what I love about the art scene in general. Anywhere I go, like in Chicago and Denver, it's all the same. Like when I meet people like you and Calvin, love Calvin.
Calvin Reed, shout out.
Like musicians like Sarah Adams, artists, like everywhere you go, you realize that when you're pursuing something like this, whether it's drag or comedy or music or whatever, you're not just a musician or a drag queen or a comedian. You're a social media manager. You're a PR specialist. You're a costume
You're
designer.
an agent.
You're a singer.
You're a tour
you're a dancer,
manager.
you're
Yeah.
all of it. You're all of it. And I don't think people realize, especially when they're really reading people, especially when they're commenting about your Fupa online.
Yeah.
They don't realize that you don't sit at home for 20, 25 hours a week just like writing jokes. Like you're writing jokes, you're managing your social media.
Yeah. There's so much more.
You're hosting a podcast. Like, yeah, you're producing, you're editing, you're filming, you're all of this stuff. Like all of this goes into it. You're booking talent, you're making, creating shows, contacting venues, like
It's
all of this stuff.
exhausting.
It's exhausting, but rewarding,
But worth it.
but worth it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When
worth
I
it.
get random strangers laughing at my pain, I'm like, oh, this is worth it.
Yeah,
It was worth
okay
the
now.
15 years of having an eating disorder to get here.
Absolutely.
It was perfect. It was meant to be.
Yes, and you know what? You got to get something out of it. You have to
Yeah,
get something out of it.
Because I'm sure as hell not getting an apology from anyone in my family. So,
clock it. Clock it.
how has your body image like shifted or changed since you've done drag? I know you said you kind of felt like you stepped into a little bit more of like loving yourself, but I want to know more about like, has doing drag specifically made you feel more comfortable in the body that you're in out of drag?
Well, this is where it gets complicated because I think there's really two facets to it. There's the way you see your body, and there's the way you feel about your body mentally, and then there's the way your body actually feels, which are so very different. And that's kind of the double-edged sword of drag, at least my drag and the drag I do. And I would say most people who do forms of body modification with their drag as well is like, you know, I have a beautiful relationship with my body because of all of this. And also my body hurts, like physically hurts a lot.
From
time.
Performing?
Yeah, because we do the most. Like
Yeah.
cinching your body.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, yes.
It's great for the first like hour. And then you get to hour like 3 of the event.
Right.
Or you're on like the 3rd gig of the night and you're like, I feel like I'm being cut in half.
Yeah.
I can't breathe. And all of this like impacts your life out of drag too, you know, like I'm gonna have back problems, which sucks. You know, my feet hurt from being in heels for so long, and I sweat like a motherfucker, so I always feel gross.
Yeah.
You know, and so like my image of my body is so much different than it was, and it's the beautiful side of it. But my body also hurts significantly more.
Yeah. How do you deal with that?
Ibuprofen.
Hey.
Ibuprofen.
Maybe a little Dayquil if you're feeling spicy.
Yeah, well,
Just for
and
fun.
the realization that I could die at any moment.
Yeah. I mean,
die
nothing
at any
matters, right? Like
Nothing matters.
it is kind of like you're doing what you can now. I mean, who knows what's going to happen?
Absolutely. And I never want to be that person who is like in their 40s or 50s looking back being like, damn, I wish I had done all these things.
Yeah.
You know?
I wish I had taken more risks.
Absolutely. I'm very much like, do what you want to do now and then deal with it later.
Yeah.
Because at any moment, you could get hit by a bus.
For sure.
Or you could die.
I mean, I would be so lucky.
Yeah. Oh, God. Where's my bus?
What's the mindset of like getting out of drag and you're taking off the corsets, you're taking off the tights, you're taking off the makeup? Like, it probably feels really satisfying.
Oh, that's great.
But how do you feel in that moment in your body besides like pain? Like, do you feel, oh my gosh, like I'm beautiful, I'm ugly, I'm like, what's your mindset?
Yeah, I mean, usually it's just exhaustion. It's tired. I'm usually soaking wet because all of the sweat just gets pooled in.
Yep.
But you know, I get to go home and I get to listen to my music. I feel very peaceful.
That's awesome.
After drag, because
That's
I know
awesome.
I've done what I've done. I've got my paycheck.
Yeah, you got the money.
Get that money. Yep. Okay, I know that people were happy to see me. I know I put a smile on some people's faces. You don't know what people are going through. You could have changed someone's life tonight. You never know that.
Absolutely.
So afterwards, I generally feel just very peaceful. And also, I'm a creature of the night. Drag entertainers usually are.
Yeah,
and
you kind of have to
usually
be,
it's like we get done and then we get to go to bed.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I get to go see my little kitty and then I get to snuggle him and then
Yeah.
So it's good. It's very peaceful zen. It feels like, were you a sports kid? Did you play sports growing up?
I was a dancer.
Okay, so after the dance competition, when you're in the car and you're going home, you know those vibes are like after the recital, when you're just like,
yeah, you're just like, I get to take off my jazz shoes, I get to rip off these eyelashes. I guess the reason I ask is because I'm curious to know, like, in drag, there's this idea, and maybe not so much anymore, but there, you know, the idea is like you are performing hyper femininity.
Yeah.
And you're going up on stage and you are performing a version of yourself or a character of your choosing. And it is very like, it's like a hyper feminine, like we're going to sculpt our body. We're going to wear a wig. We're going to, like, you know, beat our face, whatever. What is that? Is there like a weird dissonance or do you ever feel like, oh wow, like I'm really dressed up on stage and I get to be this like big, beautiful character, and then kind of real life just like, oh, I'm going to King Soopers today. Are those two different feelings?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yes and no.
Okay.
I think honestly, like the short answer is yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm going to King Supers, I just feel normal, and I feel like you know, boo boo boy in a bandana
Yeah.
and overalls walking into
But still confident?
the King Supers. You know what? I would say it's less confidence and more I just don't care. I just don't give a shit.
I like that.
I'm here to get my fucking macaroni salad and dip.
I think that's a version of confidence too.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, the one thing about drag, the big takeaway is just learning that nothing matters. Nothing matters. It's all fake.
Yeah.
And who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
I don't care. Other people's opinions of me, whether I'm in drag or out of drag, walking around, you know, they are none of my business. They could think, and let me tell you, and I look crazy. When I go to the store, I do look crazy. Let me be clear. Do you see the amount of shit on my face? When I take all this off, I'm stained, baby. I'm stained.
Yeah, with all the paint.
I've got pinks and grays. Like, I put so much shit on my face that I am stained afterwards. So I know I go through the drive-thru or go to the King Supers looking crazy.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. What are they going to say?
Are you not going to check me out?
Right, exactly.
Like,
you're not going to let me buy this?
You're not going to let me get my macaroni salad?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What's the problem? You know what I mean? And life goes on.
I love that.
Nobody cares.
I think that's awesome.
And I love the idea that somebody went home, especially when I go to the grocery store in drag. Or in makeup, maybe not in costume and body, but I love it because I know that some old lady went home and was like, "Oh, Gerald, you're never gonna believe what I saw."
Yeah, someone has like a new talking point with whoever they live with.
I love it.
That's cool. That's like a really cool way to look at it, honestly.
Yeah. It's just freeing.
Yeah.
It's freedom.
Would you consider yourself a body positive person?
No, I'm body negative. I hate all bodies. I think nobody should ever have a body ever. Fuck bodies.
We should all just be floating heads everywhere.
Just like amorphous beings. Just light beings, I think. No, I think I'm a body realist. I don't think I'm
I haven't heard that term. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a body realist. Like, I am fat. And I've always been fat. And everyone in my family is fat. And everyone in my family has always been fat. And I'm always going to be fat. And I'm fat. And we're just fat. And being fat is fine.
But that can be body positive.
Yeah.
Or do you, like, what is your opinion on kind of what body positivity is, like, as a movement?
I think the reason I like body realism is because I do think that positivity does sometimes get toxic and bad for you. Bad.
You are not the first person on this podcast to say that.
Yes, it can be hard.
Yeah.
And I also think body positivity has put in this pressure of like, we all need to be positive about our bodies all the time.
Absolutely.
And it's just not realistic.
Yes.
Like, we are going to have bad days. I have bad days. I'm sure you have bad days. We all have bad days. We all have days where we feel ugly and gross and nasty and, you know, like want to avoid mirrors. And I think that's fine. Like, that's the journey that we're on. But you have to have that balance. You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel good, sometimes you don't. And it's all fine.
It's all fine.
It's all fine.
Would you identify more with the term like body neutral?
Yeah. Body neutral, I think. I really like body realist. Like, like your body is what your body is.
Yeah. No, I like that. I think that's like a really it's a very different but more like poignant way to say it, because I feel like there's body positivity, there's body neutrality, and there's also like body acceptance, which I think is kind of similar to where it's like you're like, oh yeah, like this is who I am. Like, this is what I look like. These are the things I have. I have a belly. I have whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that is definitely more of, I think, coming to the forefront. I've had a lot of people say that body positivity feels very toxic because it feels like it's really based in a system of valuing beauty rather than just valuing your body. It makes you feel like I have to see my belly as beautiful. I have to see my scars as beautiful. I have to see my, discoloration as beautiful. And it's like, well, sometimes you don't have to see it as beautiful. You can just accept it and be like, yeah, that's who I am.
Yeah, well, and I also feel like body positivity is great for people who are conveniently curvy. Body positivity is a term.
Did you just look me up and down?
No!
Oh my God! That's hilarious. Thanks.
Okay. No, but it is. I mean, it's the Megan Thee Stallion of it all, right?
No, it's like the thick in the quote unquote right places.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Like people love body positivity whenever it's like in a context
Ashley
of something
Graham.
that is
yes,
very that. And I mean, it doesn't even always have to do with like weight, but just like things being proportional.
Yes, exactly.
And the fact of the matter is that is so unrealistic.
Yeah, it is really unrealistic
for so many people.
Yeah.
Like I have my man boobies, which I love. I
love them. Are they symmetrical?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe
mine aren't.
I don't know. I don't usually spend that much time with them. I kind of just like say hi and go along.
Oh, okay, like an acquaintance.
Yeah,
Is at the water cooler.
I'm too busy to be feeling myself up.
Yeah, I get that.
But like everyone's so different. And
Yeah.
there's also so many aspects to a body. Like it's not just like weight and lumps. It's like ability and like
oh yes,
like and it's fucking what am I trying to say? It's like you said, like discoloration or having long fingernails versus short. Like it just to me none of it truly at the end of the day matters. And that's why I feel very body real or body neutral or body accepted.
Yes.
Acceptancy.
Yeah. One of those words.
Yeah. Also, everyone's hot. I'm so sorry. Everyone's hot.
Yeah.
Everyone's hot.
Is that your professional opinion?
Oh, yeah. Everyone's hot. There are no bad butts.
Have you experienced any like weird toxicity or like diet culture within the drag scene?
No.
Wow, that's awesome.
It is awesome.
That's
it's
so
one
awesome.
of the few places of my life where I feel like it's really been quite absent of
God, that's so cool.
Yeah. Which, and I mean, I say that I do think there is like a general ideology that like good drag involves some kind of body modification.
Yeah.
And I believe in that.
Yeah.
I think people who want to do drag professionally and want to do it for a living, like you have to alter your body in some way.
Yeah.
I think that's important for
part
the
of the
for the
performance.
fantasy. Yeah. And
for the fantasy.
the disconnection of like your real self from like this person that you're playing or this character you're putting on. I think it's important. Now, if you're doing drag for fun, do whatever you want. Who cares?
Right.
Go to that open stage wearing nothing but fucking panty and some pasties and call it a day.
Is open stage like the same thing as like an open mic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
God.
Yep.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's the what's it called? The rite of passage.
Yeah.
I feel like our industries are very similar.
Yeah, because you can't. That's the only place you can do it when you don't have experience. Like because it's literally open to anyone.
Yep. You gotta go to the open stage. You gotta get paid no money.
Yeah.
You gotta do it for free.
God, that's cool. But I like that you haven't experienced any of that because I guess I didn't expect that answer. For some reason, I would assume in an industry that is very much based on like appearance and performance in the appearance realm, that there would be some form of like, I have to be thinner or I have to look more feminine or I have to whatever.
Well, I think that generally, at least in my experience of the drag scene, and any scene I've ever been a part of, there is a general sense of like, we say shady things.
Yeah.
We are mean to each other. We are. But there's so much, generally speaking, there's so much love.
Yeah.
And so like, we will talk about each other's bodies in negative ways that are not negative. And there's a lot of I mean, even I have said things to drag performers that are like, we need to cinch, or like we need to pad.
Yeah.
And I think to the average person, it would be like, oh, well, you're telling me I'm ugly. But that's not it. And I think generally drag performers don't take things that personally.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, we're just trying to create good art. And so I've told many people, like, we need to get you a hip pad. Mm-hmm. You know, like,
out of like respect for the art form of like it'll up your game, not you look bad.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's like, we lean on each other. Like drag performers really lean on each other and help each other in a way that I've never seen from any other industry, any other job I've worked. Like, I've never seen people who are so willing to help one another.
God, that's great.
Yeah, it is great.
It's so relieving to hear, honestly.
Yes. Well, it's not always pretty. Like, it's mean. Sometimes it feels mean, but it's never, I don't think it's ever intended to be mean. It's always intended to be like, you're here and you're doing this thing, and I want you to do it the best to your ability.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I want you to be as self-actualized in this character that you have in your head as possible. Mm-hmm. And you know what? That might involve a pad.
It might involve one more corset.
It might involve some boobies. Like,
it might involve some tape.
It might, yeah. It's just like that's what it might involve. And yeah. I mean, that's what we do. We take that in, and not all feedback is good feedback. Sometimes it's shit.
Yeah. Take it with a grain of salt.
You gotta weed that out. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Shit, balls, fuck, shit, fuck, fuck.
That's the promo reel.
Fuck. Yeah. I feel like that's the beauty of the drag scene, or at least all the scenes I've been a part of.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's toxic, yes, but I call it how I see it. Put a pad on it. Put a pad on it. Put a pad on. Get a corset.
What has been your experience having an online presence as a drag queen?
I mean, my online presence, I feel like is relatively small. I don't get hate comments that often.
Yeah.
And when I do, I just think they're funny. They're such big fans of mine.
Oh my man. God, that's such a good attitude to have.
So obsessed.
What kind of comments would they even give you?
Oh my God. I had this one guy comment on a strawberry milk cow look I did.
Okay.
And was like, I can't even remember exactly what he said, but something about like, my eyes, like they're burning. And I went, yes, bitch, they better be.
Okay.
They better be. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Ooh, everyone's eyes are burning. Look at me. Like,
what a random thing to say.
Yeah.
Also, like,
such a big fan.
Oh God.
Such a big fan.
I wish I could look at a comment that's like, this is such bullshit. You're just seeking attention. Stop talking about your body, and be like, that's right, King. Like, I wish I could have that attitude.
I do feel like it's different though.
It's
I
very
think
different.
It's very different because I've armor on. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
I look like this right now, but I don't look like this all the time.
Right.
Whereas I feel like with what you do,
I look like this all the time.
It's easy to feel more personal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this is you.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and comedy is very like, I am going up there and telling a story that I wrote and I've rehearsed, and it's about my life. And not all comics do that, but that's like what I do. And so when they comment, it is very like personal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I bet. See, drag people, we just call each other ugly. Ugly, fat, stupid bitches, all of them.
Which is amazing.
All of them.
I want to live in a community like that.
Well, you can.
I want to know.
When are you going to get in geesh? Come on,
I know.
get in full geesh.
Is it like socially acceptable for women to do drag? What's like the...
Anyone can do drag.
Yeah?
Anyone can do drag.
Because I know a lot of women will be a drag king, but what if a woman wanted to be a drag queen? Is that okay?
Yeah. No, not only is it like not unheard of, it is fairly common.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're often referred to as, I don't know what the most recent and updated appropriate term is. Mm-hmm. There have been a lot of terms over the years, and a lot of them have been like, oh, we don't really like that term.
Yeah.
I think the most recent one is like an AFAB entertainer, an AFAB queen, assigned female at birth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know plenty of women who do queen drag. I know women who do king drag. I know men who do king drag.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, like drag is for everybody. The stage, Not
The
necessarily.
stage is not for everybody.
But drag itself is for absolutely everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. Anybody can do it. Whatever the manifestation is of like you feeling your most extravagant and extra, I think you should do it.
That's cool.
I'll help you.
I like that. I would do it. I would go to an open
It's
stage
official.
or whatever.
Morgan Gallo is my one and only drag daughter.
Oh my God, I just shit my
heard it-
pants.
You heard it here first, bitch.
If I could be someone's drag daughter, that would be fucking sick.
You should.
Dude.
It's fun.
I mean, I would do it. Like I've always wanted to do it like performance that's not comedy because I used to dance. So like to me, I like being on stage in that way. And sometimes it's fun not to like have to talk. I'm like, ooh, a lip sync would be really fucking fun.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see what happens.
You should do it.
Yeah.
Everyone should try it. Here's the beauty about drag too. You can do it, decide you hate it, never do it again.
Right. Exactly.
You know, so
No one's going to be like, I saw
this.
this bitch 10 years ago at the open stage at Hamburger Mary's. She was awful and everyone needs to know. They're not going to remember. They're not going to remember. That's the only open stage I've been to. My boyfriend and I went and it was really fun.
Was it Cherry Pop?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that that was the name of the show, right?
Yeah, it got canceled a few, I want to say months ago at this point.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah,
People
it is a
weren't-
bummer. Denver needs more open stages.
Oh,
working on
okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do one here. We'll see what happens.
Period. Okay.
Okay, so I have a question for the pod that has come in from a follower, and I get these kind of like infrequently, but this one specifically was like, okay, I know that Fupa's gonna have a good answer to this. So this was submitted by a male follower, a male listener, and it says, the first question is, how do you deal with days where you feel disgusted with yourself? Strong word, disgusted.
Disgusted.
Although I get it.
Yeah, I do get that. First of all, I don't know who this male follower, male listener is. He sounds really hot.
There you go.
So hot. I hope you never feel disgusted with yourself, male listener. Because, ooh, if the rumors are true, you're packing.
You're getting
bitch.
gassed up.
You're packing. You know, it'll pass.
Yeah, honestly,
pass.
everything is temporary.
Everything is temporary. Every day is a new day. Like, on those days where you feel... I have days where I feel truly disgusted with myself. And I remember that, one, I'm the only one who feels that way about myself. Like, I'm the only... Out of all the opinions of people in my life who I care about, mine included, I am the only one who thinks I'm disgusting.
Yep.
None of my friends would ever say
No
that
one's
to me.
looking at you and would ever use that word to describe
Never.
you. Yeah.
Never. Ever. And if they would, they're not your friend.
Absolutely.
Or they are your friend, they're your drag sister,
They're a drag
but
queen.
they're calling you disgusting because they love you.
Because they love you. Because you're disgustingly beautiful.
Disgusting.
I would say the same thing. It just like it sucks, but sometimes you just have to like kind of feel the feeling, accept that you're
Yeah.
having the feeling, and then be like, okay, I can move on.
Yeah, well, and also like, it's never a bad idea to therapize yourself. You know,
Do
like,
some self-care.
Yes.
Like take care of yourself that day. Wear clothes that make you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Engage in an activity that makes you feel peaceful, whether it's reading, watching your favorite show, going for a walk, playing with your pet, like literally anything to just allow yourself to be happy and not focus on your body.
dead ass. When I think like the days that I feel most disgusting, at least with like my self-image and my body, there are days where I don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
To like keep your
mind going.
Keep yourself busy and realize what you care about and what you're passionate about. Because sometimes those days where I'm feeling disgusting are the days where I'm like, oh, I just need to sit at the sewing machine for a few hours. You know, like that's what I need to do.
yeah, you know how
I
to
don't need to
sew.
go. Oh yeah.
I said that
just
because I
extraordinary.
just bought a sewing machine and I'm like trying to learn.
Yes.
So
self-taught, baby.
Yeah. God, that's
Yeah.
so
You
fucking
just
cool.
gotta try and mess up. and then
But
try.
having a different like line of thought or something to do always kind of like distracts you. So when you have those days, it's easy to feel that way if you're just kind of stagnant. Okay, and then the second part of this question, which I think you will love, is
Ooh.
Is it okay if I have a male fupa? Is that gross? Especially after I've lost weight and it won't go away.
It is gross. It's disgusting.
No.
It's horrible.
Oh, no.
It's horrible. It's terrible. I mean, you should feel... No, bitch. Fupas are so fucking cute. At least to me.
Yeah.
And anyone who doesn't like a fupa doesn't need to see your fupa. Fuck the bitches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the like judgment that comes around the fupa is really like ingrained in like Eurocentric beauty standards of the idea that you have to have a flat stomach, and it's like the majority of people do not have that and physically cannot attain that.
Deadass.
And I think after you lose weight too, like obviously your body is going to change. It's going to like look different because you're shifting, and it's not anything to be ashamed about, you know?
Yeah.
Like knowing that you did that for whatever reason and you're healthier now, or hopefully you're happier now or whatever, like that could be a reminder of like, look at this awesome thing I did for myself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I also think first point on this, skinny people or the people who you look at as like they have the perfect body, first of all, they're miserable.
Yeah.
They're miserable. Can you imagine going to the gym 7 days out of the week? Every day?
Can you imagine
horrible.
making like low carb protein brownies instead of just
no.
eating a brownie?
Like, you will not catch me shredding chicken at 2 a.m., bitch.
Oh my
No.
God. A food
no.
scale, meal prepping,
Fuck
eating
no.
frozen meals 6 days in a row.
They're miserable. They're miserable. And I think part of growing up, honestly, is, at least in my experience, part of my coming of age or growing up is realizing that like the reality of people's bodies is so hot to me. It's such a turn on. I would never want to have sex with, I don't know if this question even talks about like sex and relationships.
No, it just says like, is it gross? You know, like,
it's not gross.
Yeah, I don't
not
think
gross.
it's,
No.
yeah. And also I know that like people probably hate hearing this answer, but it's really true. If someone thinks it's gross, if someone is rude to you about it, if someone is saying that they don't like that and you should get rid of it, they are not someone that you should want in your life anyway. Because that means that they don't just see that as gross or bad. There's probably a myriad of other things that they see as not okay. And that's not the energy that you want in your life. I mean,
They're obsessed with you.
Yeah, all your haters are obsessed with you.
Man. I just think there's nothing wrong with delusion.
Yeah,
I think
delusional
a healthy amount
confidence.
of delusion is great. When people don't like you for this reason or that reason, or they think your fupa is fucking gross, like, first of all, they hate what they can't have. Okay,
They want a male fupa.
it's dead ass, and they don't. Who cares?
Who cares?
Who
That's
cares?
the answer is who cares?
Who cares? Your fupa is so beautiful. Don't ever let anyone tell you any different. Fupas across the board are so cute. They're so special. I just think bodies that are real are so hot to me.
Agreed.
They're so hot to me. If I go out and I see a 6-pack and do, perfect pecs, like ready to be in a rom-com, I just have no interest in it.
It feels like fake.
It feels fake.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It feels fake. I want man boobs and I want fupas.
Yeah.
And I want wings. What are the
Bat wings?
Bat wings.
Yeah.
I want bat wings. I want crow's feet. I want
A human.
a person.
Yes, a human.
I don't understand why everyone wants to fuck dolls. What the hell?
And something to remember is like at the end of the day, you are not your body. You are so much more than your body. Your body, as corny as it sounds, is literally just the holder of your magic. It's just the vessel that you're in right now. And you're not going to be in it forever. And it's okay.
The holder of your magic is iconic. The holder.
Iconica.
The
right
holder,
here.
I hardly even know her. The holder of your magic. Wow. Come on, Skin
I
Soup.
wish I
Yes.
Come on, Skin
Come
Soup.
on,
I
meat
wish
sack.
I came up with that myself, but I just saw it somewhere a long time ago.
Okay, the holder of your magic.
But I would love to get you to sign our affirmation board.
Yes.
Because this is something that I have every guest do, and I love seeing the different types of affirmations that people give.
Yes.
So I'll let you look at this. It says "My body, my affirmations," and you can choose a little permanent
Do I have to write
marker.
it about myself?
No, it can be anything. Any type of affirmation that makes you feel good, gives you a little boost of confidence.
You're gonna hate what I'm gonna write.
I'm gonna love it,
I
I'm
think you're gonna
sure.
love it.
There's a myriad of weird shit on there. But while she's doing that, I'll say that if you like listening to the podcast, which I really hope you do, especially if you've made it an hour in at this point, please support us by giving me a 5-star review on anything, engaging with the content online. Seriously, like the best way to support me is to just like throw me a like, throw me a 5-star review. It's literally the quickest thing ever.
2 seconds.
I don't ask for money. I don't do any of that. And yeah, everything the episodes are coming out. We have a new format, which because there's already been a few episodes. You want to reveal your affirmation?
Do you want to see what
yes, I
want
to see it.
My affirmation says, it's right over here. It says, "You're ugly, LOL."
Oh my God. Nice.
Because nothing matters and nothing is serious and nothing needs to be taken seriously. Everything is a joke.
Everything is a joke.
Everything is a joke. Nothing is
You're
real. Nothing
ugly,
matters.
LOL.
You're ugly. That's what I say to my sisters when I really love them.
You know what?
You're
I say
ugly.
that to my cat in like a loving
Period.
way because he's so cute that I'm like, you're so ugly.
Yeah, you're
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now I get it.
Yes. Yeah,
Now I
you're
get it.
ugly. That's
Yeah.
how I just talk with my sisters. I'm like, whenever my drag sisters are feeling low or down about themselves, I always like to tell them like, you got this and you're smart and you know what you're doing and you have experience and you
Are so ugly.
and you're great at what you do and also you are ugly and you should choke and die. Like you're horrible.
You got to wrap it up.
You're
You
terrible.
got to like give them some
Yeah.
grounding. You got to bring them back down to earth.
Like you're a great dancer. Please retire because I hate you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the only way to deal with
You
competition.
suck. Sorry.
Fupa, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on the corner of under your bed. You can find me on primarily Instagram. That's where I am most of the time. I'm also on Facebook, but
Facebook is a
Yikes.
cesspool. It's disgusting. It's a petri dish.
I just don't want. I don't want to be interacting with second cousins like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't want to be talking to like
Gen X and above.
certain relatives like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But you can find me on Facebook, Fupa, and then my last name on Facebook because Facebook sucks is Booch, which is my out of drag name. So Fupa Booch. You can find me on Instagram at Fupa_official. That's where
Love
I'm
it.
primarily at.
Cool.
If you need a host, you need a singer, an actress, seamstress, you call me, bitch.
Do you have anything going on early 2025 that we could push listeners to who are in Denver?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So I host the RuPaul's Drag Race viewing party at Denver Suite
yeah,
every
you
single
do.
Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, every single Friday. Right now we're watching UK. Time of filming, we're watching Drag Race UK.
Okay.
But we switch over depending on what's airing every
Yeah.
year. And at the beginning of the year is when the regular season of US Drag Race starts.
Cool.
Which is like the best
Yes.
season of all.
Yes.
So season 17 will be airing
Oh my God.
in the beginning of this year.
17.
17, which is crazy.
That's nuts.
So come out, come get some food. Denver Suite is one of the only gay bars in town that actually has food. And
Oh, cool.
The food is so fucking good.
Oh,
bitch.
good.
The food is so good. Get the tater tots. That'll make your pussy throb. They are so good. Yeah. So come out, come see me. We have a good time. We play games. There's free shots. There's really this is the selling point.
Okay.
There's free parking.
Oh,
And
yeah.
a lot of it.
Yeah, like they have their own parking lot.
Yes.
Oh God, I'm in.
You don't have to be scanning no fucking Parkwell QR codes, bitch.
Oh my God.
You're-
That's
you-
Denver Suite, as in SUITE.
SWEET.
Oh, okay, Denver Suite.
Yes, Denver Suite. Also follow Denver Suite to see all of our events. We do obviously the viewing party, but we also have the Starlight Variety Show hosted by Star Kirkland. We have Sweet Escape, which is our like monthly themed show.
Cool.
So we're trying to get open stage going because there's not very many in town. So
Yeah.
follow at Denver Sweet Bar. Give them a follow.
Okay, cool. I love that.
Shit, yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on this podcast.
for
I
having me.
literally we had this planned for months and I was
Yes.
so looking forward to it.
Yes.
And congratulations on winning Colorado Drag Royale. That's what it's called, right? Call it Drag
Yes.
Royale. Yeah,
Yes.
it was really cool seeing that like a few days ago.
Yes.
And then being like, oop, she's coming.
Literally,
on
it
the
was literally
pod.
like 3 or 4 days ago. Yes.
Yeah.
Also, watch the episodes of Colorado Drag Royale once they air. I want to say they're going to be airing in April.
Where can people watch them?
So it's on the Colorado Drag Royale website.
Okay, cool.
But also go follow Colorado Drag Royale on YouTube. You can watch season
cool.
2 on YouTube. You can also watch the Meet the Cast
Cool.
videos on YouTube. Those are live right now. So go watch those. Meet the whole cast for season 3. I have a video, of course.
I watched it.
Yes, go watch it. Go see us. And get excited for when the episodes come out because we be talking shit.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
There's a few fights. There's a few freakouts. There's iconic moments.
Oh,
it's good.
man.
It's good.
Okay,
I can't
cool.
Wait for the episodes to come out. Yeah. So watch that.
So plenty of places to find Fupa online, in person. If you live in Denver, the season 3 is coming out in April. Obviously, my name's Morgan. I host this podcast, whatever. And remember, before you go today, remember, number 1, you're ugly. And number 2, it's not a Fupa. It's a fabulous, unapologetic pouch of abundance. Period.
Oh, she's educated. I don't even know how to spell any of those words.
Same.
Bitch.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to My Body, My Jokes. Please be advised that the information provided in this podcast is for general discussion purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Always, always, always seek the advice of a qualified healthcare professional with any concerns you might have regarding the topics discussed in today's episode. Also, if you or someone you know is struggling with an eating disorder, please call the National Eating Disorders Association helpline at 1-800-931-2237. Bye.